What's up, T-Dub? Cheers, Erebus. Mm-hmm. How are you guys? Gotta fit this into the old box here. There we go. What's up, Gamers Cycler? How are you? It's kind of small font on this, isn't it? I don't know if there's a zoom in button on this. This, I don't think this is, yeah, this is not something you can disagree with, T-Dub. Oh, Salman, what's up? Yeah, I remember. Of course. Been a while. How are things going with you? I think last time we chatted, you were planning on moving somewhere, if that was right. Or you had some plan to do something. Maybe go to school somewhere? Was that right? So when I look at something like this, I think it kind of makes sense. School closures lead to more sleep and better quality of life for adolescents. So there's sort of two things, right? It says the school closures of 2020 had a negative effect on the health and well-being of many young people, but it also had a positive flip side. Sleeping longer reported improved health. So is it saying that overall it was negative, but the silver lining was a little bit of better sleep? Almost done with your psych degree. Nice. I am indeed. It's still at MV. I am still there, working as usual. Students got about 75 minutes more per sleep during day at the lockdown. At the same time, their health-related quality of life improved significantly, and their consumption of alcohol and caffeine went down. 75 minutes. That's pretty good. This was in Zurich, though, so we're talking European. Switzerland. They got around 90 minutes. They got up around 90 minutes later, but only went to bed 15 minutes later on average. Wow. Thanks. I appreciate the feedback, Salman. That's nice to hear. I think in general, I think it's hit or miss with college professors. I had some really, really good ones, to be honest, that were like, they would explain things very clearly. Their lectures were like engaging, and like the way they would explain something, it was very clear, like made sense. And then you have ones where they're talking and it's just like, you're not able to follow. You're like, all right, I understand the words you're saying and I understand the order you're putting them in, but I'm getting no meaning. What up, Alexi? Long time no see. Okay, so that was an interesting study I had when I was looking at. It's a bummer. You crashed your car and now you have COVID. I'm assuming those two things are unrelated. I do play every once in a while. Yeah, I will play some games here and there. Another interesting article. COVID-19 may have killed nearly 3 million in India, far more than official counts show. India, from the earliest days of the pandemic, have reported fewer COVID-19 deaths than expected, given the toll elsewhere. An apparent death paradox that some believed was real and others thought would prove illusory. Now, a prominent epidemiologist who contended the country really had been spared the worst of COVID-19 has led a rigorous new analysis of available mortality data and concluded he got it wrong. India has substantially greater COVID-19 deaths than official reports suggested. Interesting. Close to 3 million. What are we at in the U.S.? New cases. This is actually an interesting thing, if you look at this, if you do cases and deaths, look at this. This shows you just, at least, I mean, if this is accurate data from the New York Times, look at the spike that Omicron has generated. Look at that. Actually, can we get this over all time? Does this go back to 2020? Okay, here we go. So here's the oh, this is just Santa Clara. You're right. Sorry. I was like, this doesn't look right. There we go. Can we do all? Oh, no. Let's just do show all. There we go. All regions. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. There we go. Okay. So new cases. So we're actually experiencing far more cases, almost double the cases, the daily load. So at its peak back in early 2021, like a year ago, we had like 200,000 cases, 300,000 here on January 8th. Fast forward to a year, we're at 1.4 million new cases every day. So this Omicron thing is just massively just running through. However, if you switch this to deaths, notice the peak here and a peak here, but look, the peak isn't, the deaths not as bad as it was back in the initial spike here in the early 2021. So Omicron not as deadly, but definitely widespread.
Mr. Jones ban Marat_Leaf.
Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see that. How do I do this? I don't know how to do this actually. How do I have to pop this out maybe and then go from here? Oh, that's what it was. Okay, got it. How's MV, Salman? Is there still a burger cookout every Wednesday? Oh, like no. So they kind of stopped the any stuff like that due to COVID, obviously. So now pretty much, if we there is no like I guess we do have like lunches every once in a while, but it's just like pick up and go. It's not a you're not hanging out. All right. So if we look at show all. So the U.S. we're getting close to 1 million deaths. India, this estimate says 3 million. What does it show on here? What if we go India? Yeah, so India is the report. The official report right now is at 484,000 cases, 35.9 million. Wait, hold on a second. Let's look at this real quick. They did remodel the quad. They remodeled a lot. I don't know, Salman. So you would have been there probably what, like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. They changed a lot of the entire quad. That's right. I think that's to be the only thing that's changed. So they had 35.9 million cases and 484,000 deaths. Let's see, 0.484 divided by 35.9. That's a death rate of only 1.4%, 1.3, 1.4%. So if this is right, India is only experiencing a 1.3% death rate. Let's see and then the U.S., United States, where are you? About the same, 1.3. And then worldwide. Wow, look at that. Worldwide, 5.5 million people. Make a Jones Clones 3. Unfortunately, there's the film clubs that were responsible for making those are long gone. Worldwide, the death rate is 1.8%. 1.8% of people that get it die. One-seventh the per capita rate that the U.S. has. Worldwide, 1 out of 20. Is that right? Because what we're at like 8 billion. So, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that sounds about right. No, that's not. Is that right? Like, yeah, it's about right. Maybe a little less than 1 out of 20, but yeah. 313 million people. That's about the same population as the United States. Yeah, 1 out of 20 people. Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, pretty much everyone's going to get it at some point, it feels like. It's just that's the route. That seems like the way it's going to go, especially with this, like, this massive surge we're seeing. Are we even tapering off yet? Let's see. Yesterday we had 769,000 cases. On the day before we had 1.4. Looks like we might be tapering off. It's hard to say. I did make you get CPR certified. Yeah, that back in the day, we when I taught physiology, yeah, we would do the CPR certification. Did it ever come in handy for you, Solomon? I hope not. Actually, CPR is like one of those things where you teach that you actually hope is never used by the person that's learning it. Why is China not even hitting top 5? So the whole China thing, there could be a couple reasons. Some people might argue that China is not representing their numbers properly. They're underreporting, which is definitely possible, knowing China. Yeah, look at that. Like, to be honest, China, only 4,000 people died in China, the most populated country in the world. I don't know. Like, this seems very unlikely to me. However, you can make the argument that China does do a lot of can lock down probably better than a place like the US. Maybe people fall in line more. But honestly, this is just way too, this seems unrealistic. The peaks last about a month. So this went from it started to rise maybe in November. Mid-November and ends mid-January. Maybe 2 months. August. Maybe it's a 2-month thing. But this is a massive peak. This is huge. This spike is unprecedented. We're looking at three times the daily cases. Yeah, China. I think China's lying to the world. It's not. There's no way. There's no way. I don't know. When is the Winter Olympics? I don't know anything about the Olympics. Is it going on right now? February 4th, February 20th. Depends on how they handle it. It's happening. Where is it? Is it in Beijing? They're actually going to Beijing. Didn't Beijing have the Olympics in 2012? I think the Winter Olympics are far less popular than the Summer Games. So my guess is it probably won't be as bad, but you never know. Curling, luge, ski jumping, snowboarding, figure skating, biathlon, bobsleigh, skeleton. So is the skeleton essentially the same thing as the luge, except you're just facing two different directions? What don't they show? Yeah, it's literally the same. The World Cup may affect the spread of the virus for sure. The World Cup is massive. But isn't the next World Cup 2024? Or is that this year? November this year. That's cool. I actually really like the World Cup. I think it's one of my favorite events, like international events. Like the Olympics is cool, but I don't know. And I'm not even the biggest soccer fan, but I just think because soccer is so popular around the world, that there's just an atmosphere about it that I think is pretty good. So then you look at something like the skeleton, which is essentially like, it seems way more dangerous because you're just going face first down the hill. Jeez. The sprint at the beginning is probably a big difference maker, actually. What's up, Rishi Raj? How are you? I don't know, man. This would be wild to do. What's your speech on? Oh, your speech for my class. Sorry, I thought when you said speech, I did not think about my class. At the Tokyo Games last summer, more than 400 infections were recorded in the bubble. Well, we'll see what happens with these Olympics. I don't think I read that one. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I know of it. I've heard it recommended before, but I have not read it. What is that one about? Is that the one that's about it's like Roman emperor from AD 161. Oh, Stoicism. So I know about Stoicism, but like I'm sure it's his take on Stoicism. Stoicism is kind of an interesting idea. Basically, Stoicism is like the opposite of hedonism. Like, don't indulge, don't be greedy, like, kind of control yourself. It's interesting because you can dive deep into the mind of philosophical Roman emperor who has dealt with countless wars. There aren't many literature pieces like it. Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of interesting. I think I just never got around to it. I just didn't have, for whatever reason, just didn't have the time or inclination to do it. Is it long? Is this a long one? It's 12 books. Worth it for you? Yeah. I mean, anytime you can read books like this, I think it's just good to like broaden your understanding. What's up, Supa? Well, basically, it's just if you're a student, you shouldn't be donating to because you like no subs or anything like that because there's just like a conflict of interest between teachers and students where like in whatever form there shouldn't be any sort of like financial transactions, um, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's a pretty simple rule, but I think it makes sense. Trying to keep it, keep it clean, not get too dicey with it. This is kind of an interesting. Why did it close? Where'd it go? There it is. This one. Watching a lecture watching a lecture twice at double speed can benefit learning better than watching it once at normal speed. Watching lecture videos is now a major part of many students' university experience. Some say they prefer them to live lectures as they can choose when to study. And according to a survey of students at UCLA, at least many students also take advantage of the fact that video playback can be sped up, so cutting the amount of time they spend on lectures. But what impact does sped up viewing have on learning? The answer, according to a new paper in Applied Cognitive Psychology, is within some limits, none. In fact, if used strategically, it can actually improve learning. However, what students think is going to be the best strategy isn't actually what's most beneficial. Using a stopwatch is better than setting a timer because you can peacefully work at your own pace and concentrate at the same time. Using a stopwatch is better than setting a timer. I don't know what the difference is. Isn't a stopwatch just a type of timer? Teams assigned 231 student participants to watch 2 YouTube videos, a real estate appraisal, and one on the Roman Empire at normal speed, 1.5, 2 time, or 2.5. Wow, 2.5 is crazy. Wait, YouTube doesn't even have a 2.5 speed option. They two times speed is their highest. Right? Am I wrong? Yeah, YouTube doesn't allow you to go above two times. Better Ideas explains it really well. Better Ideas explains it really well. Like, is that a article or a video or something? Could you link it? So they were told to watch the videos in full screen mode and not pause or take notes. After each video, the students took comprehension tests, which were repeated a week later. The results were clear. The 1.5 and 2 times groups did just as well on tests as those who watched videos at normal speed, both immediately afterwards and 1 week on. Only 2.5 speed was learning impaired. Okay, so basically, if you watch it at 1.5 or 2, you're good to go. When the team surveyed a separate group of UCLA students, they found that a massive 85% usually watched pre-recorded lectures at faster than normal speed. However, 91% they thought that normal speed or slightly faster would be better for learning than 2 or 2.5. So a student could just watch videos at 2 times speed and have their time spent on lectures, or according to the results of other studies reported in the paper, they could watch it at 2 times normal speed twice and do better on the test. Only those who'd watched the 2 times video for a second time immediately before a test rather than right after the first viewing got this advantage. Interesting. So if you can so maybe the takeaway here is watch it the first time at 1.5 or 2 times speed and get the information out of it. And then right before the test, cram it one more time at 2.5 speed. Yeah, this is a true statement here. While 2 times viewing was fine for learning about the material in their studies, like real estate or in the Roman Empire, perhaps it might not work for more complex subject matter. I would imagine if you're trying to learn something that's very technical, 2 times speed is going to not be good. So that's actually a good point. So it's called Better Ideas. Let's see. Is the video that you're referring to this one, setting a timer? Setting a timer might be ruining your study. Is that the one you're referring to, Rishi Raz? Which video on here is the one that you're referring to? This first one? Or this one?
So I was just at Starbucks the other day studying away, and I did something I've never done before. What I usually do when I want to get in the zone is I set a timer for about 20 to 40 minutes, and when that timer is done, I can take a break and, walk around, order another coffee or whatever. But this time, what I did is instead of setting a timer, which counts down, I set a stopwatch, which counts up. So once I hit start, I plugged my headphones in, played my sacred productivity playlist, had my caffeinated beverage, coffee right next to me, and I went at it, knowing that that number on the stopwatch continually counting up represented pure, unadulterated productivity. And whenever I felt like there was the slightest drop in productivity or I was feeling a little bit tired, I pressed stop on the stopwatch, took out my headphones, walked around, and did whatever. I took a very intentional break. Anyways, I got a lot more done in this study session than I have in any study session in recent memory. But why? Initially, I thought that setting a stopwatch instead of a timer was kind of counterintuitive, because you're not working looking for any set amount of time. It's not strict. So what's stopping me from taking a break after like 2.5 minutes? But surprisingly, that's not what I did. And I think it's because a timer counting up puts the exact opposite mentality towards productivity that a timer counting down does. Because when a timer's counting down, in the back of your head, you can't wait till that number hits 0 because then you can take a break. The thing that you're looking forward to is the break. Whereas when you set a timer counting up, that number represents pure work. It represents your productivity. And the result of that is you kind of want to set a high score. The higher that number climbs, the more work you're getting done. Another way of looking at it is that when you set a timer for like 20 minutes, it's something that you're kind of forced or required to do. You're forced to be productive. Whereas when the timer is counting up, it's more like you're encouraged to be productive. And work seems like a more positive thing. So that's it. Give it a try. By using a stopwatch instead of a timer, you might find that you have a better attitude towards studying, you're more intentional about your breaks, and you're more productive in less time.
I don't know. I'm not convinced. It seems like a very psychological move. Like, I understand where they're coming from with that. Like the idea of like as the number gets bigger, like you can kind of look at that number and feel like proud about it, I suppose, or it might be encouraging. I think it depends on the kind of person you are, probably. For me, I don't know how much of an impact it would have. But I mean, hey, if it works for somebody, I mean, if it works, it works, right? For you in particular. I think it also kind of depends on your own sort of general willpower when it comes to something like getting work done. Some people are able to just sort of sit down and do it and get in the zone and lock in and just go forward. Other people, they need some sort of timer or something, some external thing to guide them with it. That seems like maybe those kinds of people would be benefiting with a stopwatch situation here. I think for me, the hardest part about doing like studying or working is actually starting. But like once I like get myself situated and settled in and I'm starting to like, it's not really studying anymore for me because I'm not in school, but like if I'm doing work of some kind, once I start, like I'm pretty good at like just moving forward. So I don't really need a timer. I just need the initial motivation to get started. This idea is interesting. I've heard like this, that all of the plastic that we are kind of letting go and releasing into the environment has started to trigger some evolution in certain species like bacteria and insects. These are like really fast dividing species or fast reproducing, so they can evolve faster. But like this idea of like there are like now like biological like pathways that are being evolved to degrade plastic. Because I mean technically, I mean plastic is like you bake plastic with like oil, so I mean it seems like there could be energy in it. So if there's a way for organisms to break down plastic and release the carbon in it, would make sense as like a carbon source. Our study uncovers the Earth microbiome's potential to degrade plastics, providing evidence of a measurable effect of plastic pollution on the global microbial ecology, as well as a useful resource for further applied research. Interesting. The COVID test kits aren't good. Yeah, no, they're not. There's a lot of false positives, to be sure. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. But what are you going to do? Let's see. Omicron extensively but incompletely escapes Pfizer. This is what is this? Is this the antibody that's produced? Or is this just the name of the Pfizer nanoparticle? That's just the name of the vaccine. Okay. BNT162b2 is a lipid nanoparticle formulated nucleoside modified RNA vaccine. Okay. The emergence of Omicron, first identified in Botswana and South Africa, may compromise vaccine effectiveness and lead to reinfections. I think we've seen this pretty dramatically. We investigated whether Omicron escapes antibody neutralization in South Africans vaccinated with Pfizer. We also investigated if Omicron requires the ACE2 receptor to infect cells. We isolated and confirmed that live Omicron virus from an infected person in South Africa and compared plasma neutralization of Omicron relative to ancestral SARS-CoV-2 strains, observing that Omicron still required ACE2 to infect. For neutralization, blood samples were taken soon after vaccination from participants who were vaccinated and previously infected or vaccinated with no evidence of previous infection. Neutralization of ancestral viruses was much higher in infected and vaccinated versus vaccinated only, but both groups showed a 22-fold escape from vaccine-elicited neutralization by the Omicron variant. These data support the notion that, provided high neutralization capacity is elicited by vaccination/boosting approaches, reasonable effectiveness against Omicron may be maintained. Alrighty. not attacking on the rail. This never happens. Oh, up in this area. This game has gotten like to a point where I feel like I'm just running around fighting off these attacks instead of building. King sits fine. I haven't I should just upgrade all these actually at this point. I haven't and I guess I just got sidetracked with trying to go straight to this to the atomic bomb, and maybe that was a mistake. See, why doesn't it sometimes build? Do I just not have these things? Like right now, like why aren't my drones coming out and assembling this? Is it because it's being handled by other drones within this reach? They take over? Okay. It makes it very nice you cannot exist zone for hives. Yeah, they have to. I get that. Like, I get that if these ones are doing it, but I have drones on me that could just use the parts from my inventory faster. So I guess it's just a matter of like, I don't know. I don't know how they prioritize which drones do which job. So they keep coming in from this side and attacking. Artillery. Long range cannon. So will this auto target? Yeah, because I'm getting sick of just hearing these little pings and constantly having to go around and deal with it. So I'm just trying to finish this map. I'm getting close. Like I'm doing this atomic bomb, then I'm just gonna do the white science pack, and then it's just sort of like making my way towards the rocket. Okay, so let's maybe try and set that up right now. So what I'm probably gonna want is to do this as like an auto thing. So if I want to make artillery turrets, steel, iron, advanced gears, and concrete. Okay. Let's go ahead and set those up over here. Find some space. have space. Don't really have space in this area anymore. I guess I'll just go out here where I've been building. So the whole presentation should be from 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so if we want this thing to make artillery, we'll do one that makes artillery, and then we'll set another one to make artillery shells. Ooh, radar. Gonna have to make radar as well then. Yeah, make radar. I don't have, oh, explosive cannon shell. Alright, I'm gonna have to go down a chain here because I don't even make these yet. So explosive cannon shell. What up, Jay? And then we'll go from there to artillery shells. Put this in here. Wait, you saw me like how far? Like, did you like follow me home? Or you mean like you just saw me leave? This is a big difference. And 3 of these. Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, so these ones we got to be building first, so we'll go explosives. Actually, hold on, this is actually problematic. We'll go explosives, and then this needs explosive cannon shells. And radars. Wow. Radars. Okay. This needs steel beams. How do you relocate to a new area if you've been trying to resources of people? In this game, you don't really relocate. You just sort of go out and find resources and like train them in, like bring them in on trains. So you're constantly finding new like nodes of resources and bringing them in. Oh shoot, what was that? I wasn't paying attention. So this is all set up. And we just need to put like an out on this. And then this needs, like I said, steel beams. Plastic. Is that plastic? Plastic bar, yeah. Which I need to make more of because I'm really low on plastic. And then explosives. Yeah, I saw you, Jay. I heard you. I think I saw you like almost run out and get hit by a car, didn't you? Like on your scooter. Plastic in this game is really annoying to make. Like I still don't quite understand the ratios to make plastic properly. I feel like I'm always low on petroleum gas for whatever reason. Okay, and now this we need. Same thing. More explosives. Explosive cannon shell. Which is what I'm making over there. And radar. I gotta make radar too, actually. Okay, now we're good. Power it up. I don't know if these are gonna work that well. I'm gonna need get coverage over here. Okay, so this is going to take a while to get anything actually done here. Because, oh wait, what does this need? Oh, I didn't set these up. So this needs concrete. Advanced circuits. Gears. And steel bars. Or steel plates. That's good. That's set up. That's set up. That's set up. I don't know if I need that many cannons. How many, I don't know. I figured just automate this, let this thing run just so in case I need any extra. Is it pretty massive coverage? But I do need the ammo, so I do need to set this all up. What up, Matt? So, advanced circuits is something I am kind of short on as well, but that's because I'm short on plastic. Yeah, this is yeah, I got a plastic drought up here with these circuits. So I guess I'm just gonna let that run for a bit and just set up my other plastic thing here. So I had plastic down there. I think I was trying to get this oil here. It does kind of look like a map of like Chernobyl fallout. So I was gonna bring stuff in here. What is this getting rid of? It's getting this iron ore. I'm okay with letting that go for just a second. Okay, so I'm gonna get gas in here. These will store gas, and this is gonna bring back. And then I wanted to pump a little bit more. This stuff. Get rid of some of this. Like, so I have a, I don't know, Arcane, if you know how to do the ratios for like crude oil to like refineries. With plastic, I'm okay with just doing like basic oil processing here. I'm not gonna try to do advanced oil. I know that you can do like, you can like crack heavy oil and light oil and make more gas. I don't know. I'm okay just setting this up for now. Very simply, just get my plastic going. But I'm just gonna like, if I just, you turn everything into regular oil. Well, no, you turn it into gas. Yeah. Oh yeah. No worries. No worries. You can. You can. You can. You can definitely do that. That is true. I'm not sure what the video that you're talking about, Willy Wonka or Rishi Raj. Is that what is it called? Big Bertha. 100 artillery wagon locomotive. Oh, 1,000. Let's see what this is. I have not used artillery yet, so I don't even know what's going on this map, or on this video. Oh wow, they do have pretty large range. Oh, why don't I have electric poles? Okay, wow. So this just keeps going on and on, huh? Nice. Might be going a little over on the gas here. That got destroyed? Probably only need 2 for this one. Okay, so I think everything is fully set up here just to start this. Did I name this right? No. Now I'm going to use up all these poles because I don't have the long line ones. Probably won't even make it all the way back. Actually, it'll be fine. All right. So now we should be able to set up a little bit of a plastic refining area here. So, okay. So what we'll do is let's do something like this. So then we're going to need where is the nearest coal? Do I want to there's guess we could just divert this coal that we're not using over here down. Problem is, can I make it across this gap? No, of course not. So what can I do? I guess we'll just do this way. And for now, we'll just put a passive provider chest over here that should fill up. Okay, I'm just going to get this running. Oh, of course, that's getting attacked. It's not even... Wait, why can't this thing go to these three? Wow. Let's just say like, let's just do time pass, like 30 seconds. Okay, let's go figure out what the heck's going on down here. Oh, I need fuel for that thing. That's why it's not going to move. And while I'm here, I should also set up oh, okay. I think I probably could expand these actually. Seems like we're not operating at full capacity. These things seem to just be maxing out. Let's tack on some more refineries here. Or actually, just do this. Like just double this on this side. Like if I do the math, it should make sense. So this ingredient is 100 crude oil every 5 seconds. So it's 20 oil per second per refinery. And these things are outputting 16.4 plus 20. $16.4, 20 plus 10.9 plus 17.1 plus 14.1 plus 8.8 and then plus 9.2. So 96, let's just say 97 per second. 97 per second. And these take 20 per second. So this really, I should only be able to operate 5 of these. So then why are these I don't get this. This is what I don't get about this game. The math says I should only be able to operate 5 refineries on these oil jacks. But right now it seems like I have full capacity Oh, wait. No, it seems like it's fine. The oil, yeah, it seems okay. Okay, now it's starting to flicker. You had a person, there's a bullet point asking about harnessing the power of fossil fuels. What does it mean? I searched online, it says using the energy source, but he has a separate one for that. Okay, so what I'm doing right now in this game is harnessing the power. So what I'm doing is, here's oil, right, which is a fossil fuel, and I'm using these oil rigs to extract the oil from the ground. And then that oil, what I would use if I wanted to turn it into like electricity, I would use a, okay, well, oil is a bad example actually, because we don't really use oil for electricity. Let's say if it was coal, I would burn that in a coal-fired power plant, which generates a lot of heat, which boils water, which generates steam, which spins a turbine, which generates electricity. So when I say harnessing, what I'm asking is, how is the energy in the fossil fuel actually extracted and harnessed? All right, where am I getting messed up? Over here at Steel 1. Does that make sense? So we'll say go to pet gas, and then pet gas 1, add weight condition. $30 is fine. And then add, wait, it's actually, and then go back to the main base, empty cargo, then go pet gas. 3, add 30 seconds. So the part about coal was just saying that, like, if you have coal as an energy source, the way to harness it is to release the energy from the coal by combusting it. And that creates heat. And that heat can then be used to spin a turbine and generate electricity. All right. Let's see if this artillery situation is going good. What's happening down here? This is just petroleum gas shortage, huh? It's not picking up that much. This thing's missing coal. I'm not getting enough coal coming down the line. Okay, well, what I'll do is this. Okay, I haven't made any ammo for my artillery. Have I even made a single one of these? No, because what? No advanced circuits, because no plastic. Radar is being made. No explosives are being made. Why is this not getting explosives? What is this? Artillery shell, which requires artillery cannon shell. Which is explosives. So explosives. I thought I was making explosives. What? I had those over here somewhere. Yeah, here. Because this doesn't have sulfur? Why does this not have sulfur? Is sulfur... Sulfur. I have plenty of sulfur. Oh, do I just not have sulfur as a passive provider anywhere? Oof, that's true. I think that's true. I don't. Okay. I'm gonna call it, I think. Still like can't quite figure out how to get this thing going. The plastic is still being a problem. Oh my god, I have so much plastic over here. I don't understand. Why is nothing taking this? Connected to the network. Maybe I don't have... Always like one thing or the other. Crazy. Okay, well. Okay, we'll see if that does anything. Okay, I am out of here. I will see y'all later. Goodbye.